Hey guys, welcome to Great Learning. Certification programs have become the most popular online offerings for education in this particular decade. Now, thousands and thousands of learners across the globe are investing their time and effort to master a lot of concepts with the help of online certification programs. Now, these programs will add a wealth of knowledge, but the most important thing is that it can also highlight your expertise on your resume. Now, we are sure that you have this question: can certification programs land me a job? Well, keeping this in mind, we here at Great Learning have come up with this video discussing exactly the same thing. So use this as a guide to understand the key pointers, advantages, and a lot more about online certification programs. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy. This is a free initiative by Great Learning where you can have access to over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on all of the trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion as well. Check out the link in the description box of the video below for more details. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. This is done to make sure you do not miss out on any of the new updates or video releases from Great Learning. And of course, guys, if you enjoy this video, show us some love and do like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, right? So make sure you share this video with your friends, colleagues, and everyone who can make use of it. And at the end of it, make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or any suggestions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all of your comments. Well, to begin with, did you actually know these important facts about certification programs? 3 out of 5 people believe that an online program has helped them immensely either to kickstart their career or to improve in their current domain wherever they're working as well. Now, 3 out of 5 is a very impressive statistic in my opinion. And of course, whenever you're looking at the trends for online education, right, now more than ever during the pandemic, almost the majority of the world has switched to online form of learning and it's going great. Now, a lot of surveys have been conducted which portrays that online education is going to be the most important part of the future. Well, people thought it was the future. Well, guess what? We are living in the same right now. So this only adds a lot more power to online education, right? And also, if you're looking at online certification, well, the preference of it is that people actually prefer to have an online certification, especially now, especially in the year 2021, and of course going the same ahead as well. When you're looking at the job hunting aspect of things, when you're looking at job preparation side of things, one of the most important things you have to know is that whenever you have a certification program on your resume, that is a very, very important highlight to the hiring managers. Now, your resume usually gets screened in somewhere around 30 seconds or 1 minute, so it is very vital that you capture the attention of the hiring manager, right? So with a certification program, this definitely will help you give the edge over the competition that you might have for that particular interview. Now, coming to a quick introduction to online certification programs. Well, before we talk about what it actually is and what the offerings are, you really have to ask the following questions, right? Are you among these people here? You know, you might be a college graduate who's looking to learn new concept. You want to switch to a new domain. You've now found your favorite domain and you want to learn and become an expert in that. Or you're a professional who's already been working in one particular domain for a couple of years and now you're looking for a change as well, right? Now, the other person that you might be is that you're willing to specialize in one particular domain and you want to put all your time, all your effort into becoming a master of that domain. Or you're looking for an online certification program to clear certain corporate requirements that say, hey, to have this particular job, you must have an online certification or you must clear an examination. Now, to clear an examination, all the wealth of knowledge can be obtained from an online certification program, right? Or let's say you're none of these, you're a person who is very curious about this ever-growing world of information technology and you want to explore, you want to learn new things, understand how the world works. Well, again, certification programs are one of these places where everyone, right from a beginner till a person who's just exploring or someone who's very serious about their career, can definitely look towards and expand their wealth of knowledge in the same as well. Now, when we're talking about online certification programs, there are multiple levels of training that you can expect. First of all is you'll be given the basic training of the domain. Now, if you're looking towards data science or artificial intelligence, you will get a clear understanding of what the domain is, where it is used, and a quick insight about everything there is to know about that particular domain, right? Now, it doesn't end there. We have multiple forms of training. Next up, we have functional training. Now, functional training deals about how you can use your theoretical knowledge, match it and use it alongside practical purposes, and of course, solve real world problems. Now, whenever you are looking at any sort of certification programs or anything in the world of information technology, well, all you're trying to do is solve a problem in the real world, right? Now, with an online certification program, the solution approach that you take can definitely be simpler because you will have that much knowledge about that domain, right? And an online certification program also will help you become proficient and or become an expert in the particular domain that you're looking at as well. Now, you might be a person who's in college looking for a specialization, or you might be a person who's maybe into digital marketing. Now you want to look towards cloud computing or data science or anything of that sorts, right? Well, to make sure that you become an expert in the domain that you're looking for, well, an online certification program is definitely something that you should explore. The next thing you'll be looking forward is domain specialization, right? Now, as I said, having an introduction or having a good amount of knowledge about a domain sometimes will not suffice. You do have to be an expert. You do have to specialize in certain domains, right? Now, data science or cloud computing are oceans worth of technologies on its own, to give you an example. Now, to specialize in it, you have to find one niche domain or a subdomain where you want to spend all your time, effort, your interest, your passion, and then pick up that and learn that, right? With online certification programs, that is definitely possible. You can hone in on whatever it is that you want to learn and you can pick up on that as well. Now, coming to the section where we will be discussing about why one should pick up an online certification program, right? The first most important thing that I want to convey to you guys is that it will give you a very, very good edge over the competition. Now, no matter what domain you're applying for, digital marketing, cloud computing, data science, artificial intelligence, no matter where, especially in today's world of high competition, it becomes very tough to first of all stand out in the interview, and the next thing is to make sure you clear these interviews, right? Now, with the knowledge you have from an online certification program, the good thing is that in terms of knowledge, you're covered as well. And the next thing is that your resume will have a key pointer which says you are certified in this particular domain, or you have a program which ensures that the hiring manager who is reading your resume or going through it knows that you are an expert in that particular domain, right? Now, hiring managers, of course, will be looking for the best of the best people. And if you are a person and if your resume portrays the same, well, you are already ahead of your competition, right? So this is a very, very important point. No matter where you are in your career, you might be a fresher, you might be a person who's looking to switch from another domain, you might be an experienced professional as well. Regardless of all of these, the advantage that a certification program adds in this regard is immense. The next thing, now you definitely should look towards venturing into different domains, right? Now, if you are a person who's just graduated out of college, there are multiple fresher openings which will require hybrid knowledge, right? Now, there are many things which you might have learned in college, but well, let's face it, right? Not all the domains can be taught to you in your graduation, your engineering program, or wherever it is, right? Now, you will have a favorite domain. You might have passion towards one particular domain, but the thing is, you might have not learned these concepts in college, right? Now, to bridge that very, very important gap that exists, an online certification program will quickly get you started no matter what domain you're looking at. Well, you might have mastered in computer science, but you might be looking for a domain which doesn't deal with a lot of computer science, right? Now, an online certification program will definitely help you there. But since the majority of the discussion is usually based on the world of information technology, here as well, again, all the domains are oceans worth of technology on their own. To make sure that you can hone in and become an expert in one particular domain, and to make sure that you are ready for your first job or for a switch, well, a certification program is definitely something you should consider. Now, let me tell you about another important point. In many cases, right, as I just mentioned, you might be a person who's switching from college, or you might be a person switching your domain itself. There are multiple concepts which are extremely complex to be taught at a graduation level, or let's say to go into depths of it in your college or your self-learning or whatever it is. Now, a certification program will make sure that you get adequate theoretical concepts and of course practical knowledge to back up and power the theoretical knowledge that you have learned, right? Now, theoretical concept, just learning them will not add any value to your life. To add that practical knowledge, to use it to solve a real world use case or a problem, that is the most important thing, because that is what hiring managers are looking for, because that is what will make sure you use the skills that you have learned. Just learning them and not using them is as good as not doing it. But if you're using it practically, right, that adds a lot of power to the solution itself and of course to you as an expert who's solving the problem. Not only this, now what happens is that if you're looking to become an expert in domain, if you are looking towards maybe pursuing further education, it might be so that you might have to spend 2 or 3 years to become an expert in that particular domain, right? But with the case of online certification programs, it so happens that you really would not have to spend a ton of time to become an expert on these concepts. All it takes is a couple of months where you will be given in-depth knowledge. You'll have access to top-notch mentors, professors, and experts across the globe who can guide you in your particular subject, where you can put all of your time just in those subjects to master the same. And now more than ever, right, during the pandemic and of course right after the pandemic ends, time is of the important essence right now. So to go on to waste time to maybe learn things that you might not be interested in or that you will not use, well, I would highly suggest against that, right? So to make sure that you spend your time correct, again, pick up a certification program which definitely adds some value to your knowledge and to what you're passionate towards as well, right? Now, looking at the next thing, when you're looking at an effective investment, right, a traditional degree is going to cost you a lot. Now, you might be a person who wants to fly for your master's, abroad. Well, again, you might know that that's going to cost a significant amount of money upfront. But when you're looking at an online certification programs, these are comparatively very much cheaper than having the full-fledged degree. You get a good amount of knowledge. You can become an expert in the domain. And what this does at the end of the day is give you an extremely high return on your investment, right? ROI, or return on investment, is a very important metric that you definitely should consider before putting your money down on education. And in this particular case, it is hugely advantageous for you guys to look towards the same. Right. Now, here are some of the important pointers that I wanted to discuss with you that you really have to know when it comes to online certification programs. Now, I'm sure that you have this question, right? Can I get a job for sure if I finish an online certification program? Let me tell you honestly, let me tell you very clearly and concisely that the answer is no. It will not directly help you land a job in that particular instant, but guess what? It is going to take you so many steps closer to actually having the job. Now, think about having a job as maybe hiking a small mountain, right? Instead of starting right at the very base of the mountain, you will clear 3/4 of the ways or half the way if you have an online certification program. Now, just that itself is going to give you a lot. It's going to give you an edge over the competition where, people are starting to hike the mountain from the bottom while you are almost there at the top, right? That is the advantage when it comes to online certification programs. But there are certain companies, not a lot of course, but there are a small number of companies who just prefer training on the go. Now, when they say training on the go, they do prefer employees to join in and then train at their in-house solutions, right? In this particular case, well, yes, an online certification program will definitely help you breeze through the training if you've applied for a domain, a specific job which you have learned in your certification program. But if it's something else, then, it might get a little difficult. But then, of course, we are discussing about all of these after you eventually land the job with the help of, having the knowledge from the online certification programs, right? Now, to reiterate, guys, one very important point that you definitely have to know here is that an online certification program, yes, it's going to have the biggest impact on your resume. It's going to give you an amazing edge over the competition, but it is one among multiple requirements to have and land a good job, right? So to make sure that you definitely note this particular point, it is going to have the biggest impact, but it cannot be the only thing that will definitely land your job. Now, the next very important thing you definitely should know are the companies that highly value certification programs today, right? Now, companies such as Facebook, Google, Tesla, SpaceX, Snapchat, and thousands of other companies say we do not want a degree anymore. So they're completely okay with having a person who has the right skill set. Now, to have this kind of a right skill set, a certification program definitely helps. Now, for example, the founder of Tesla, SpaceX, and other companies, Elon Musk, says that he is hiring completely based on skills for his companies rather than looking at the traditional way of approach, which is to look at the degrees and the education first, right? Now, the entire world is moving. It's a shift that's happening where people definitely want to look at the skills, because on the job, your skills matter and not where you got the degree from, right? So it's a very important pointer that I thought you definitely should know. And the next thing is that when you have a certification program in hand, when you have a certificate in hand, right, it shows that you are a person who has authority of the domain. It shows that you are credible. It shows that you have put in a good amount of time, effort, your money, your passion, and you've poured in everything that you have to make sure that you become an expert in it, right? Now, you would not go on to become an expert in a domain if you're not passionate about it. It would not make sense. So, to show the hiring managers that yes, you want to build your career in this particular domain, that you are very much interested to it, you're passionate about it, and you can provide solutions in a very powerful and an easy way, well, guess what? An online certification program portrays exactly just this, and it is a very important pointer, guys. And of course, now coming to discuss the advantages of online certification program, there are numerous advantages here, but let me list out all the important ones. First of all, you will be better skilled at completion of tasks. Now, once you land a job, or even while landing a job, the interview process, or after you clear the job and you're working and you're starting to train and all of that, right? Once you have certain knowledge even before you begin the domain, well, it's almost as easy as you walking right up the mountain and not having to put much effort in it, right? So you're trained, you already know how to do it, you know the path, you know how to hike. That's exactly what I'm trying to say here. If someone can maybe do the task in maybe like 3 or 4 hours, there's a good chance you could do it in way less than that, just because of the fact that you are trained completely and you're a domain expert with an online certification program at hand, right? Of course. And when you're talking about how you can solve problems better, an online certification program will definitely pique your interest in a way where you will be curious. You will take multiple approaches to solve a problem. That is a key requirement in today's world of information technology. It is not only this, your skill set will definitely be the wealth of skills that you have, right? The skill sets that you portray will definitely be a lot more than the other people around you, because with the certification program, that is the advantage. You will learn everything there is to learn about that domain. So you definitely can, showcase that in an environment where you are working in, you're learning in, or whatever that is. The most important advantage that I felt was that you can learn and explore on your own. You do not have to wait for your professors. You do not have to wait for your favorite college to give you your particular, subject. You really do not have to wait for any of these. You can learn whenever you want, wherever you want. That is the convenience of online certification programs that traditional degrees have not been able to beat, right? So this, especially when I mentioned time is of the essence, again guys, to reiterate, this is a very important point that denotes the same as well. Again, now to go on to discuss the advantages, there are hundreds of advantages that I can give you, but I've picked up all the important highlights that I think you should know. The first thing is that now when you're looking at a domain that you like, right, here the advantage with an online certification program is that you can just pick your favorite subject. Maybe you like one concept in the world of data science. Well, pick up that, have an online certification which teaches you that, right? Having a favorite subject, working on putting your time and effort to become an expert in just that domain, well, that is hugely advantageous in today's world. The next thing is that networking is very important in the world of information technology or any domain, right? So to collaborate with people who are learning the same, to collaborate with people to solve problems is going to help you become a better team player when you'll actually land a job too. Now, this is a skill that's going to trickle right from your certification program all the way till the end of your career, right? Collaborating with people who are doing the same, learning in the same domain and implementing solutions, right? So it's a very important thing. The next important thing that I have to discuss is definitely the showcase of industry level projects and use cases. Now, very good certification certification programs will definitely offer you some exposure to, helping solve real life problems out there. Now, when you land a job, you are actually trying to solve problems for a client or for that company. With a certification program, you will be given knowledge and practical training on how you can actually do it even before you have the job in hand, right? Now, this is a very, very important thing, because once you have access to these projects, it will showcase, it will tell you how the world works. So you can definitely work towards becoming an expert in that, aligning yourself to the project requirements, eventually solving it in an easy way, right? That is very important. Not only this, the most important advantage here is that it shows that you have good amount of perseverance. You can start an online certification program, you can learn on your own, you can complete it. It shows that you can become a master of yourself. Now, this takes a lot of discipline as well. So this is hugely advantageous to the hiring manager, and it showcases that you have put in a good amount of time and effort, right? That's important. The next thing is that it shows you are learnable. It shows you're teachable in a way where, it doesn't have to be a classroom. It doesn't have to be that you have to sit in a college to learn new things. It shows that you are learnable, you are teachable. This is a skill, believe it or not, which is very, very important. It is one of the most important things that people see, because when you land a job or when you're switching your domains, it's not that you stop learning, right? You learn on the go every single day of the month, of the year, whatever it is. So it is important, and I thought that it is something you definitely should know at this point in time. Now, whenever you're thinking about online certification programs, guys, ask the most important question out there. Keep thinking of this. How can you differentiate yourself from the crowd out there, right? Now, when you are applying for a job, be it on job portals or offline, you might see that there are hundreds, if not thousands of others who have applied for the exact same position out there, right? Now, the job opening can be for a single position, yet 1,000 people might have approached the hiring manager for it. So how do you want to step up? How do you want to showcase yourself in a way that the hiring manager would want to pick your profile over the others, right? Now, if you show that you're an expert in that particular domain, if you show that you have ample practical knowledge and that you've done it before, well, of course, people would love to have you there, right? So keep thinking about this question all the time, no matter where you are. You might be a person who's in college right now, who's about to graduate, you're switching your domain, you might be an experienced professional, right? Asking this question is going to add immense amount of value to your career, guys. Right, now to summarize this question, to say, can certification programs land your job? Well, here's the summary. First of all, an online certification program is the gateway to better opportunities out there. Right now, you definitely can apply to the most, to the more ambitious or the most competitive companies out there and aim to see if you can land a job there. It shows a good amount of credibility. It shows that you have good amount of commitment to learn new things, to establish yourself in the domain, to become an expert and to solve problems there. It shows that you can, you can learn a lot of things in a short amount of time. It's not a 3-year degree that you're pursuing. An online certification program is going to give you a wealth of knowledge in a short amount of time, as we've already discussed, right? Now, one more important thing, having the knowledge about a particular domain is important, but having the skills to eventually implement it practically is a different thing, right? Now, there is a gap that needs to be bridged here. That gap is effectively bridged by what? An online certification program, of course. So make sure you take note of that. The next thing is that with a good online certification program, you will be given state-of-the-art training. You will be given 1:1 mentorship. You will have amazing job assistance. You will learn from the best subject matter experts and maybe even the best professors across the globe. So you are not tied down to one particular university, one particular department, one particular course, right? So it becomes the case where the entire world becomes your canvas and you can go paint, right? So to even when you're learning to paint, you can learn from experts from across the globe. So that is the immense amount of advantage that I've been talking about all this while. So what do you guys think about this particular question? Head to the comment section and do let us know. And guys, with this, you have reached the end of the session. It's been an absolute pleasure. As always, make sure you guys stay safe. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy. This is a free initiative by Great Learning where you can have access to over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on all of the trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion as well. Check out the link in the description box of the video below for more details. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. This is done to make sure you do not miss out on any of the new updates or video releases from Great Learning. And of course, guys, if you enjoy this video, show us some love and do like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, right? So make sure you share this video with your friends, colleague, and everyone who can make use of it. And at the end of it, make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or any suggestions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all of your comments.